What's going on, guys? How's it going? Today we got another different style video, and obviously this is because of the most recent TWAB. I will never call it a TWID. Yeah, this is because of the most recent TWAB, and yeah. Before we start, I just want to say if you guys enjoyed these different style videos, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I don't plan to make them very often. I wasn't planning to have this be back-to-back videos like this, but this is a pretty good TWAB. So yeah. So I want to explain what's basically Bungie's going to be doing moving forward with PvP first before I talk about my thoughts on it. So essentially, they are increasing the HP by 30 health points, reducing all ability cooldowns, or increasing ability cooldowns by 15% and 20% for supers, and you also have to earn special ammo, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. And also, I'll provide a link to this TWAB in the description for any of you guys if you want to read up more about it if you already haven't. So, Bungie is essentially bringing over Checkmate into regular Crucible. And I know a few months ago they said they wouldn't do that, but they also tweaked Checkmate a lot since then, and they said the iteration way back when they would not bring it to Crucible currently, which is technically correct. Um, Although this is kind of ish Checkmate, but kind of not. It's very strange. I do like the increase in HP because that basically means that any of the abilities, everything just feels like it hits you a little bit less. And that should be really good. Obviously, all of this is my speculation and what I think about it, and I have yet to obviously test it out in regular Crucible. Now, there will be a few outliers moving forward, and I hope that Bungie will still look to rein those in because there's always going to be outliers, and hopefully they deal with it. But some things that I noticed that stick out to me pretty like a lot, SMGs. And this is a really weird roundabout way of nerfing SMGs. I sat down, I did the math, and 600 SMGs currently will do 190 damage in 8 critical shots, and that is enough to kill a few low resilience guardians. And now they will do 215 and 8 crits, which is not enough to kill moving forward because I believe the base HP will be 216, and you will need 9 critical shots dealing 241 damage, that being again with 600 precision frame SMGs. And 720/aggressive SMGs will go from 189 damage and 9 crits, which will kill a few Resilience Guardians. Now, it will go from that to 213 damage and 9 crits, which is not enough to kill again, requiring one more crit to kill, being 236 damage and 10 critical shots. So this means that moving forward, those two SMGs will require one more critical shot to kill, making them a little bit harder to use. And this is just a really weird way of nerfing SMGs. Obviously, this wasn't the only goal of the patch or this update, but it is one of the things it's fixing, and I'm very happy to see that. They also did say they are nerfing bows, the aim assist and the aim assist over range, and the damage on bows, which is pretty nice because they will be outliers if they wouldn't, or they would be outliers if they weren't getting nerfed. And I'm just tired of facing against bows in the current meta we're in, so that's pretty good. And for special weapons and special ammo, if you haven't played Checkmate or you know nothing about it, essentially you earn special ammo through playing the game, whether that's kills, assists, deaths, playing the objective, just various ways of playing the game. You don't just spawn in with it regularly. At the start of the game, I think you spawn in with it, but moving forward after that, you have to earn it. And I think that's a pretty good way of dealing with special weapons, although if you ask me, I don't think they were that out of band. I actually wish they were better, but this is still a good way of dealing with special weapons because sometimes they are kind of oppressive. And they also said they are buffing the damage of trace rifles, shotguns, and fusion rifles, which they're buffing that by 20% across the board. And if you do the math, we are getting a 10 to 15% increase in player health and a 20% damage increase to those special weapons, which is essentially like a slight damage buff to trace rifles, shotguns, and fusion rifles across the board. And I think that's pretty good. I still find it sometimes my shotgun whiffs when I really think it should have killed the target. And having that extra damage there, which is kind of like a range buff, is going to be pretty nice. And they also did say they are nerfing the Fighting Lion damage versus players, the Devil's Ruin damage as well, and reducing the flinch on a Crimson. I'm kind of annoyed with playing against Fighting Lion, so I think that's pretty good. I don't like playing against Crimson, but I understand it's a pretty good weapon for controller players, so you know it is what it is. And the fact that they are just increasing the player health, the base player health, and not increasing the damage for all of the abilities, that just basically means that you'll have a lot more padding, a lot more survivability when it comes to getting ability spam, and that will just feel amazing. That will feel like a breath of fresh air, or at least I think it should, and that's just amazing. And with the player health increase, they're essentially increasing the crit damage of all of primary weapons by a little bit, and I think slightly lowering the body shot damage or keeping it the same. It depends on the weapon archetype. But I think all the 140 and 120 hand cannons will require 3 crit moving forward. And yeah, just essentially putting more of an emphasis on critical shots, which I think will be a slight adjustment for some players. But it basically just means, get good at the game and hit your headshots, bro. Now, obviously, not all of this I think is going to play out the way we want it to or the way we think it will. And I hope that Bungie, they make changes to fix that. Obviously, Bungie is Bungie, and they don't always do what we want. And I have one thing for Bungie moving forward. I know no one from Bungie is watching this video, but one thing that I would emphasize moving forward is airborne effectiveness. It still feels terrible. I'm not saying that they should necessarily revert it to the way it was, because if they don't want to do that, then they don't have to do that. But they should add more ways to build into it for all classes across the board, and just make it easier to build into. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to say thank you guys for watching the video, and I also want to say thank you for all the support we've got recently, because we've been gaining a lot of subs. And yeah, I just want to say thank you, and hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace out.